Okay, we're good. Hello guys. Hello YouTube. I know I don't post on here much, but you know, every once in a while I feel like blessing you guys with a bit of a yap session. So here we go. I finished my beautiful Mark 6 Iron Man suit. It's built full scale, so it's built for like a grown man, I guess. Anybody could wear it really. There's just a bunch of foam inserts in there, so it fits me quite well. And I have straps in there too to hold them, like, dependent on each piece. And I think I'm gonna do a little piece by piece explanation. So this whole suit I've been working purely based off my own instincts and what I think I should be doing. Yeah, did that work out? You can tell me. I can definitely see room for improvements, that's for sure. But it's not bad for, hey, a first suit made fully by myself. It's not too bad. I've learned a lot about painting and sanding and whatnot through this, so it wasn't a completely useless process. And now I have a whole Iron Man suit just here. Each of the hands have their own soundboard in here and an LED separate to each hand. So I wanted them to be removable so that you could just take them off and use them as you wish. And then when you have the suit on, you just tuck this into the forearm and you can use them. And then when you slip them on like that, they have their own repulsor sound effect, which is really cool. So this one too. And then you can have both hands on, obviously, because who wouldn't want that, right? And then a little detail while I'm looking at that glove, there's a magnet down here on this one. I think I might add it to the other one as well, but there's actually a laser down here. So it has a reed switch. A reed switch is basically just regular push switch, which is like, if you think of like this, if you think of on off switch, you're going boom, that's on, boom, that's off. A reed switch basically just uses a magnet. Think of putting a magnet up here, it'll pull this closed. So whenever the magnet's on top of the switch, it's closed. Whenever the magnet's gone, it's open. I put a reed switch connected to a laser and a battery module in here, and then every time you pull your wrist down like this, hold on. So think of the reed switch right here. Every time you put the magnet down like this, so that you go like that, boom, laser shines. It's really cool. I'll show a clip of it now. There's also a soundboard in here that I'll just show a clip of.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jarvis, a virtual artificial intelligence.
Just, it's a little cool detail, I guess. Kind of more for me than anyone else. Hopefully be adding in Jarvis and stuff like that. It's kind of a later upgrade. But I'm thinking of adding just Alexa, but with a rename, because I like it a lot. And it just, mostly it would be for music, so I mean, what's the other point of it? And then each repulsor, like I said, they have their own separate power source. They have an LED in here with the tiny little plastic screen that I made with some scrap plastic from, I don't know, I honestly don't know, scrap plastic from somewhere. Basically what I did was sanded it down with some high grit sandpaper. What I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted was that I sanded down some scrap plastic that I got from an already kind of translucent container. I cut out the plastic and then stuck it into the glove. Here's all the post sanding and everything done, and then I stuck an LED in there with some white paper, and that's it. The feet were a little bit of a challenge just because they didn't slip on that easily, so I used a heat gun to kind of expand them around where it hurt my feet the most, and then added foam to that part so that they'd slip in easier. I then also super glued soles from an old shoe to the bottom and added some grip to the bottom just so I wouldn't be slipping and sliding everywhere. Just to save time and not have to record this same audio for every single piece. For each piece I did 60 grit sandpaper with a hand sander. Then I went up to 100, then 180, then or like 240 sometimes, and sometimes I just skipped to 320. And then I started 400, and then I started wet sanding with 600, then 800, and then 1200. So that's kind of my process. And then I would do primer and filler, spray paint first, and then I would do silver spray paint, silver metallic spray paint, and then I'd add my red metallic spray paint if I did use red, and if it was just silver I'd leave it, and then if it was gold then I'd do gold on top of the silver, and then I'd add a clear coat. And then for some of the red parts, just to add some more metal detailing, I liked to go in with a bit of black, and it kind of gave, I don't know if you can see, but on some parts it kind of looks more metallic because, I don't know, I guess the black gave it more detail. So it kind of worked out for me, but that's kind of optional. And then for every single part, well, most parts anyway, yeah, pretty much every part other than the hands really, to connect it to the rest of the body, I used elastics and some non-elastic straps too. And then for the whole back piece, it's all held onto my chest with a strap that I made from suspenders. So I kind of just used any scrap elastic I had and any scrap straps I had. And then the arms are held onto the back separately from everything else. And the arms are all held together with their own straps. And the shoulders are also held onto the shoulder part of the back piece and connected to the arms as well. The hips are connected to the front chest plate, and so are the abs as well. They're all one piece. Then the cod piece is in two, so the front piece and the back piece, they are held together with elastic and two clips on the side. I'm not going to explain or go into detail on how I made the helmet and everything to do with that, because that in itself is kind of its own video. If I were to recommend one, I'd recommend Frankly Built's video. He did like a series on different ways you can make it. I personally didn't use any tutorials for making the suit, but for the helmet I did use his Arduino based one, so I'd recommend following that. I kind of had to work around it though, because I didn't like the way that he did the hinges. If they work for you, they work for you, that's fine. But I did my own kind of hinge setup and it worked for me just fine. So I also put the button in the chin so that if I move my chin forward, it moves up, move it again, it moves down. Whereas I don't know if he did that, but yeah, just follow that tutorial. It's really, really handy. It works out fine. And yeah, I don't think I could do it justice in a video, but if you want to see me make a video, I'd be happy to for you guys. But yeah, that's it for me.